Although you can't judge a book by its cover, people do pay attention to appearances. And one thing that I was tuning into while meditating on your sign, Gemini, was the attire. Some of you might be thinking of applying for a new job, or maybe it's a first date, or maybe you're just trying to change the impression that people have of you by a simple thing like changing your dress. And I actually saw an effective outcome with that. So don't be afraid to dress for the occasion. Another message that Spirit wanted to convey loud and clear was that it's better to do preventative maintenance or basically even just replace something before it breaks than to wait for the inevitable, which is an inconvenient situation where you're left trying to fix something at the 11th hour. So if you have a car, take a look at the tires, take a look at the oil, get it into the mechanic if it's overdue for service. And with computers, it's the same thing. Make sure that you're doing everything you can to keep them up to date. And at a certain point, things have to be upgraded or replaced. I don't need to exhaust every single option here, but just suffice it to say this also applies to the home, the roof, windows, anything that you might be putting off and thinking, maybe this can wait another year. Spirit was kind of wagging its fingers and saying, maybe this is the year that you take care of that. You'll know the biggest item on your to-do list, that's the one you should be focusing on right now. The final channeled message was kind of fun here. Spirit was saying, embrace your inner rebel. Try something different, be unique, kind of step outside of what's expected. These things will help you basically be noticed, be seen. It can open up doors of opportunity for you. The key here, of course, is to do it because it feels right. Not just to be the rebel, but really because this is honoring your inner voice or vision. That's what we see with musicians, artists, inventors. They go out on a limb. They embrace the unusual, the unknown, the unimaginable, because at the end of the day, that's what continues to move the needle forward. So be a thinker this month, Gemini, and really kind of be a thought leader, in fact, and that's what's going to help you make a splash. I'm Nicholas Ashbaugh. Of course, this reading is for you, Gemini, for the month of August 2026. Let's go ahead and give the cards a shuffle. All right, let's begin with past, present, and future energy to see what's coming through, where you're at. All right, there's a lot going on. Many of you, Gemini, are at a crossroads. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse position. And Spirit wants to know, are you in or are you out? This could be any aspect of your life, a relationship, a job, a living situation. It feels like the best thing that you could do right now is just to take a step back and look at the options in front of you so that you feel prepared, so that you feel confident. When you have that confidence, doors are going to open, people are going to be receptive. But if there's any doubt, making that move is going to be a little more bumpier than it needs to be. You might also be going back to finish something that you'd left behind before, a project that was left undone, an opportunity that you didn't get a chance to really sort of embrace. So I do like that. Second chances with the Six of Swords reversed. But one thing that I'd love to kind of help you release is any feeling of regret. Know this, whatever you've been through, whatever choices you have made, whether you like them or not, they have prepared you for this moment. And all you have to do now is do the best that you can with this moment. Choose better, choose wisely, and that is going to affect your future much more than regret or could have, would have, should have energy would, okay? This might also be a chance for you to simply say, I want to step away from something or someone. So if you need to create some distance and space, this is also a good time for that. There's been some delays for some of you in starting something or going somewhere, and I feel like the delay is over because as we take a look at right here, right now, we have the High Priestess. So if you can see it and if you believe it, you can do it. And that's why I'm really trying to help you embrace the energy of positivity and possibility. Because, again, all we can do from the past is learn from it. We shouldn't beat ourselves up. As long as we are continuing to learn, we're growing. High Priestess energy, creativity, the ability to lead, the ability to heal, and also the ability to shift, mold, and change. The sky is the limit. So I am heartened by this moment in time. I can see some of the frustration from what has come to pass, but as long as you continue to stay open-minded, I believe that you can go past this future card, which is a different version of the devil. It's called the Trickster in this deck. It is reversed, meaning that It's not as bad as it seems. It's not necessarily even present. It can be a fear. The devil, after all, you can even see it in this illustration. It can just be a thought process. And if you give that thought form or that thought process too much life or energy or real estate in your brain, it starts to manifest. So let's starve the fear. Let's starve that sort of uncertainty and instead feed the high priestess. What's possible rather than what may not work out. It's so much more powerful to go into the energy of creation and possibility than fear and doubt. Now let's talk about some other things that a reverse devil can represent. If a person in your life shows up in a way that you didn't expect and it disappoints you, they said they were going to do something, but they didn't. Maybe they hid a fact from you, or maybe they hid many facts from you. Whatever is happening there, the fact that you can see it is the blessing. And by the way, the high priestess absolutely can see the trickster. What you do with that information, that's what's going to help you overcome this. In other words, if somebody shows their true intentions, believe them. If they're showing their actual personality, believe them. It may not be what you want to see, but it's what you need to see. The same thing goes for work. The word that's actually coming to mind is disillusionment. So there might have been an opportunity that you really sought and wanted and hoped for, but once you got there, you're like, I don't like the view. This isn't what I thought. That's okay. Now you know. Now you can put your time and energy into something else. Whatever was once disappointing, it can also now be liberating. You can unhook yourself from that, liberate yourself from that, and focus instead on investing time and energy into something far better. When it comes to any contract, don't sign the sun and moon and your soul away for something. It is not worth it. I was just having this conversation with the friends that I'm staying with here. If someone makes an unreasonable request, they are purposely trying to defer you from taking that route. Spirit is actually. You can find something that is going to be mutually beneficial and doesn't require sacrifice. So if you have to beg for attention, if you have to push because someone's not answering your texts, whether it's a friend, a lover, or a potential employer, there comes a point where it's like, you're just not interested. That's okay. I'll find somewhere or someone that is. You deserve better, and that's what this is reminding you of. Definitely look at contracts. Get a legal perspective. Make sure that you're not missing something and you're not overstretching. Before I move on to the next thing, one more thing came through, which is if you make a promise, keep it. The trickster is basically also sometimes the little white lies that we tell to ourselves, but it can also be overcommitment. I mentioned overstretching, and then it came to mind. I'm like, oh yeah, let's make sure that Gemini is not over-promising and under-delivering. We want it to be the opposite of that. Okay, so I'd like to take a look at your catalyst. How can you bring everything into a good place in this moment in time? What is it that Spirit is inviting you to focus on? Okay, redefining what success means to you. The Six of Wands, of course, is success. Here we don't see anybody else except the person in the illustration. Sometimes you'll see a horse riding in and people on the sidelines. So if we look at this upright, even though it came reversed, we see someone focused, meditating, creating their magic. They're almost lost in their own world. To a point, that's actually good because you're doing it not to achieve accolades and approval, but you're doing it to manifest your vision. I like that. It is good to check in. So this month, if you are working on something big, like a college student would work on a thesis, check in with your advisor, make sure you're not missing something. If you're building or creating something, check in with developers, check in with project managers. Make sure that there are no missing pieces. But that being said, you're tracking for success. Now, back to the redefinition of success. When you were a child, I'm pretty sure teachers and parents tried to tell you what a good person, what a popular person or successful person would do. As we get older, we get to decide if that's enough or if that even resonates with us, because you're basically modeled by your environment. And as you start to age, you start to find yourself. So you may have been taught that working hard hours, getting good grades, getting a good title or a lot of money, all of that equals success. But as you get older, it might be having an effect on the world. How can I change the environment or make a difference in children's lives or, give back to underprivileged? There's a lot of other ways that you can successfully create change on the planet or in your life. And it's not always about you. It can be an outward-facing thing. For each of us, we came to the planet to do something different. Maybe it's to use your voice. Maybe it's to have a family. Maybe it's to build something, to invent something. It doesn't matter. The point here is that there's no right or wrong, but you get to decide. I'm just painting possibilities here, and yours may not even be in that realm of it. You're like, Nicholas, I have something else that I'm doing. Perfect. Define your own path. That is where you're going to be more passionate, more productive, and guess what? More successful. Let's now expand the forecast to look at the areas of health, wealth, love, and destiny. As always, we'll begin with health, which is your mind, body, and spirit. Let's see what spirit has to say about health. So in the area of health here, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Do it slowly, diligently, consistently, and correctly the first time, and this is going to give you better results. So often we try to find a shortcut, a quick way to get to the finish line, and this card is the antithesis of that. It's saying it takes time, but it will pay off. So changes in diet, exercise, and just the way that you are dealing with stress and things like that, it will have an effect on whatever it is you're trying to focus on. For some of you, it might be blood pressure or blood sugar. I hear that kind of bouncing around my head, but whatever it is, those things can take some time to actually show up in the numbers. The other thing here, I'm looking at him pick fruit. Basically, these pentacles are coming from the vine. So you may be eating too little or too much fruits and vegetables. So you want to have the proper amount of both. This can also, whenever we're looking at the suit of pentacles for health, it can be minerals, vitamins, and nutrients. So it's important. I'm actually getting like making sure that things are dense and complex enough when you're eating things. It's not just sort of like some of you might be eating too much bread or too much of the same thing. So we're looking for variety. I'm seeing sort of like a cornucopia in my head. Suffice it to say, whenever you're doing any sort of changes, you do want to work with a professional, but those are some high level notes that I got. All right, I also want to look at what we already have on the table. A change of environment could do you good. Some of you might have been feeling for a while that you needed to move on, move out. This card is indicating that. You might have outgrown a place that you were living or working, and that can create stress. This month with the High Priestess coming through, again, healing is possible. You can overcome whatever odds might be in front of you. You might even surprise other people by your ability to bounce back, so don't give up. Instead, really focus on meditating, staying positive, and staying consistent. If there's a vice in your life, caffeine, smoking, something of that nature, this is the month to give it up. Spirit is trying to help you kick that to the curb and kick that habit as well. We see success in this whole energy anyway, so I feel like whatever it is that's challenging or vexing you, you've got this. Let's go on now to wealth and see what's coming through for your resources and for your connection with worth and self-worth. Two of Pentacles, choices need to be made. It's so hard sometimes. All right, so with wealth, the Two of Pentacles for many of you can represent being pulled in too many directions. If you're a parent, caretaker, or just maybe someone who manages a lot of people, sometimes it feels like you're expected to be like in 6 different directions at once. Delegate, say no, and also empower people around you to do what they need to do. You can't really take on any more than you already have. You might also have a difficult choice in front of you. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, very similar in this nature because the choice is hard. With Two of Swords, you can't pick. With Two of Pentacles, you're like equally attached. So think to yourself, what can I affect more? And where does my heart sit a little bit more? And that will help you make the decision, because usually there's something that really kind of like creates passion or excitement, or you feel like, oh, I can't let that go. I think I can push this to the side for now. The reason that it's important to make a selection is then you have one ace where you can really see, kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk is what I'm being shown, this amazing spurt of growth, rather than being anchored and pulled in 2 directions, if that makes sense. So we're quickly going to go through this, literally spending just maybe 10 or 15 seconds on each. If you're employed, what I'm seeing here is perhaps a glass ceiling or a cap to your available growth. In this situation, it's worth looking around. You could also manifest something that doesn't exist, and what you have to do is basically possibly leapfrog around this block. There may be someone around you that just isn't advocating for you. So explore all options, speak up, but also make sure that you have a back pocket option, so you might try something else. You don't have to take on any more. You are probably underpaid and overworked. So, keep it reasonable, do what you have to do, but don't expend more energy than that. If you are an entrepreneur right now, it feels like you might be trying to overreach. You might want to phase out whatever it is that you're launching or developing, or just pull back a little bit and make sure that you have the resources so that it can grow properly. I see success here in the long run, and I see creativity, but right now we need just a little bit more time or budget for it to happen. So find another month on the calendar to make this work. If you're looking for work, you might have either two options on your plate, or there might be a couple that are up like on the horizon. The thing that I see here is with the Two of Pentacles, you could ask for more. So make sure that you are negotiating and getting your worth. And also there may just be indecisive people where they're not getting back to you. Keep searching until you find that jackpot. Don't get sort of disheartened if this doesn't work out. Students, you have enough on your plate. Avoid distractions. It's really important to focus. You can get a lot done, but there's something here that's taking you out of your ability to focus, whether it's in your environment, whether it's a habit, whether it's a distraction. That needs to be removed so that you can get to that Six of Wands. Retirees, there is a frustration about budget or time, but there's creative options that you can do. There's more than one way to accomplish what you're trying to do, whether it's travel or personal development, but the option right in front of you doesn't look like it's the best, so keep on looking. All right, now let's take a look at love and relationships and see what Spirit wants to convey here. All right, so this is all level of relationships. Let's see where you're at and what you should be focusing on. Oh wow, we've got the 10 of Swords. So a couple of things. In all relationships, friendships, love, work, peers, etc., try not to have an important conversation if you're agitated. Nothing good is going to come of that. Also, you may have all of these things that you just want to throw out, like word vomit. Don't do that. Draft out what it is that you need to discuss. Sleep on it again, get another set of eyes on it or another set of ears if you want to talk out loud, and then have the conversation. Whatever it isn't going to be worth the momentary, oh, that felt good, of that trickster or devil energy just to get this out. Let's quickly break this down into the major categories. If you're partnered, I think one of the important things is to know what you can fix and what you can't. There are some things that are going on right now that are out of your control, whether it's something in your partner's health or your health, or something in the environment or at work. Know what you two can work on together. You don't have to be each other's doctor or therapist. Just supportive, just open, just there. And when you define that role more clearly and don't overstretch, because we see that Two of Pentacles, that's how you can keep the healthy relationship. That means that if someone's really stressed after a long day of work, they don't get to just unload freely and limitlessly. There has to be a decompression period. And also, if you're agitated or they're agitated, it's not okay to take it out on the other person. Once in a blue moon, you can understand why it's happening, but there has to be a course correction. So in these sorts of situations, you might need a little extra help to have the tools to kind of highlight, identify, and work through it. The good news is we have success. We know what the problem is. We are creative. We can work through it, but it does take teamwork to make the dream work. And that's the big message here. Work-life balance might also be a little bit askew. You might need more time with each other. There may be some money issues that you're fighting on, but all of this is manageable. The only thing that's coming through here that could be tricky is a secret or an addiction that is creating unnecessary, the word harm comes through, but unnecessary stress in the relationship as well, okay? Now, as we take a look at single and looking, there could be a Capricorn coming into your life. Some of you right now really just need to focus on personal health and well-being first and foremost. You may also be torn between two people, someone from the past here and someone that's just coming in. I think it's important to know what you're looking for and to trust the spark. If it's not clear enough to decide, I don't know if either of those are really the right person. There should be a clear choice. And so, you don't want to overextend yourself. I think the other thing here is if you're not exclusive, you should let the people know that too, so that there's not this expectation of more. So honesty, integrity, and maybe just focusing a little bit more on yourself in this moment will help out as well. You can manifest something too. If you don't see what you want here in the present, really focus on doing the healing and presenting to the universe what it is you're looking for, okay? Someone from the past might be coming through to say, I'm sorry, or you might have a second chance to unravel some karma. And this is true also in existing relationships. So this is a time to finally say what you need to say, or to cut the cords if you need to. If you're single and happy, I think it's ideal. You can put the energy into success, into clearing out all the cobwebs in the part of your life that you haven't been dealing with. So heal yourself, get rid of anything that's holding you down or anchoring you, and focus on creativity and success. Okay, let's pull a card for destiny to see where it's all taking you. And then I want to do a breakthrough card to see what it's all about. But first, the destiny. Where are you headed? We have the Nine of Cups. This represents the ability for you to manifest your dreams. On this last weekend, I did something for the collective called All of This or Greater. That's the Nine of Cups. It actually is a card where you might be so happy that you cry. Not sad tears, but happy tears, surprise tears. So whatever it is that you're looking for, I do see a wish fulfilled. There are caveats to that though. Before the wish is fulfilled, you have to slow down and take your time, finish up old business, release some anchors or some habits that don't serve or suit you, make a choice, and heal yourself. But when you do that, we have success and wish fulfillment. Now, as your reader today, I really want to focus on a breakthrough moment for you. Where is it that you feel stuck, where you're not making the progress that you want? I'd like you to focus on that for a moment, whether it's a person, an activity, some sort of personal development. Close your eyes, let me shuffle the cards, and let's see how you can get unstuck. The Knight of Swords in the reverse position. Slow down. Normally this is the fastest card in the deck, but when it's reversed, it's slowing down. Slow down so that you can listen. You can ask someone, wait a second, did I hear that right? Or what did you say? Slow down to make sure that your own communication has been done effectively. Did other people understand you? Slow down so that you don't miss scenery along the way. Take time to figuratively or literally smell the flowers. Enjoy this moment. And slow down so you can listen to your instincts and intuition, because we have that High Priestess card. And basically, Spirit speaks in a whisper sometimes. And if you're going at breakneck speed, it doesn't come through as loud as it could. So even though the inclination is to speed up, just like the Nine of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race. So your breakthrough is the opposite of what you would think. Don't rush, don't burn yourself out. Be present, listen, focus, observe, and the path will reveal itself. Now, this is your chance to ask a final question, anything that you need guidance on. Go ahead, this is your time to basically steer, and it's separate from the block. It's just something that you need to know. Go ahead and focus on it. The answer on this one is the Knight of Wands, another knight. This one is reversed. Open up your mind. What you're focusing on and thinking, wow, it only can be this way or that way, that is actually where the fallacy is. When you can start to ask yourself, what about this? How about that? Maybe there's more than meets the eye. This is really what Spirit wants you to focus on. So if you asked a yes or no, it's yes, but you're missing something. Yes, but you may be too laser focused, and that is not allowing you to see something here. So that's one thing. The other thing here, if we broaden this out, is to get inspired. And a way to get inspired is to surround yourself with people who are imaginative, who are supportive, and who support you in your endeavors. This is a great time to learn. It's a great time to create and really to move the needle forward. What are you doing to take action? Both of these knights are reversed. They're pausing, they're pivoting, they're planning, but they also do need to follow through eventually. So by the end of the month, set a few goals for yourself. Take your time to initiate them, but absolutely do initiate them, okay? I realize we haven't actually stopped in to say hi to Apollo, so let's do that before we wrap up. Hey buddy, who's a good boy? You all right? are. Yes, you are. All right. So my friends, that is everything for this month. I just want to say thank you so much for being the best part of what I do here on YouTube. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor. First and foremost, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave a comment below. If you'd like to get more information about me, you can always go to my website. From there, you can do a myriad of things, including sign up for a newsletter. You can give back through PayPal, book a private reading if you'd like to take this conversation to the next level, get a little bit more depth on what's going on with your life. You can also follow me across social media. All the official links are on my website. But right here on YouTube, before you sign off, if you'd like to become a member or leave a sticker with your comment, that is a great way to say thank you. And I really couldn't do this without all of the aforementioned. So if any of those feel right for you, thank you. It allows me to continue to show up and do what I do. From my heart to yours, again, wishing you all the best. Thank you and have a great month ahead.